the street, it's a weird hat summer, and you know who's saying that? Me. I'm going around spreading that rumor because today we're making weird hats. I'm no stranger to a fun hat. I love a fun hat. Do you guys know, whether it's like a little pillbox hat, a funky vintage one. I love hats of any shapes and sizes. That is like probably my favorite accessory. And today I'm going to add to that. I'm gonna get a little crazier. We're gonna be doing 3 of my craziest hats. And we're making all of them by hand. I've been a little bit nervous about this video because I've made hats in the past. I made sailor hats. I made my pillbox hat for like Eras Tour and I loved that. But I've never like actually sat down and tried. Those were like one-off, like, oh, let's do this, you know? But these I've really planned and designed. So I feel like this is a good start to our summer video series. If you also like hats, I mean, feel free to subscribe. We have one thing in common, and yeah. These are my inspirations. This is my mood board, and I love the details on all of these. I love the shape on all of these, so it's like really hard for me to pick, but I ended up with this photo. I somehow got to it on my Pinterest and I'm like, wait, that's perfect. And I have a fabric that's really similar and I feel like I could wear this one the most, right? My vote is that we start with the bicorn hat just because personally that was top on my list. It's been on my antique store list, thrift list, whatever for a long time. And then I've been seeing people making them and I was like, now that's genius because I want a wearable version of it. Obviously, like traditionally, this is what they look like. They can be like super simple, but they can also be super extravagant. Very Napoleonic, right? Pretty sure like late 1700s American and European armies started adding it in as like a part of their uniform or something like that. I don't know. Don't really. It is fascinating. Okay, it's fascinating. Most importantly, they're cute. So we're going to make one. We're going to make a wearable version of them. I'm going to self-draft this. I've looked all over for the exact kind of silhouette that I want. Cannot find it. I have hats. Like I have wide-brimmed hats and I've seen people make tricorn hats out of that. I think it's a little easier to do that just because of like the dimensions, but not so much the tricorn that has like a very specific curve here. I just learned this, so in case you don't know as well, bicorn and tricorn, I guess, are different things. I kept using them interchangeably. So essentially these are the bicorns. They all have like 2 folds and then a tricorn has 3 folds or like 3 corners, I guess. I'm going to make a head pattern first, like the actual hat part. And that's like going to be most important for me. Then we'll play around with the brim and how we can like maneuver it, cut it, whatever we have to do with that. So okay. Now should we do a paper brim just to see? I feel like I should. I feel like I'd be better off doing that. I actually do have a hat that I can model this off of. So this is like the closest thing I have to what I'm looking for as far as like my bicorn shape goes. I'm thinking something like that, but I kind of want it bigger. So I'm going to trace this because it's more of like an oval than a circle. I think that's what makes the difference. So I'm going to do that. And it's all about the shape, the like length from the side to here as well, because I feel like that needs to be a little bit shorter than the rest. I don't know. We're just gonna play around. Cut the circle here so I can connect it like I would. Very exciting side note, today's video is sponsored by Dossier. First of all, look at their new packaging. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, I've been talking about Dossier for years and years, and this is just a change I'm really excited about. I have a couple of their new fragrances that I'm very excited to share with you because they are the epitome of summer to me. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head while I was picking them out, like summer, beach, yummy, froyo. If you haven't heard me talk about Dossier or need a little refresher, they are a brand that is focused on making high quality designer inspired fragrances. And something that I love about them is that they keep their price low with their quality staying really great. Again, this is a brand that I gift to people very often. Almost everyone in my life has gotten like a little box like this at some point from me, and I'm just like always raving about them to like anybody. Their whole mission, I actually read something that they said they're democratizing fragrance. I love anything that you can get the overall experience of at a lower price point, and Dossier is exactly that. You can smell expensive without paying the expensive price point. This one I've been wearing since I've opened it. I wore it on my birthday. It's musky buttercream, and it's actually inspired by Glossier's Rev fragrance, which I didn't know they had Glossier inspired fragrances on their site, but this one, you guys, when I saw buttercream, I was sold. I didn't even realize that it was like and smell like that one, because that one smells really good by Glossier. My sister has it, she wears it all the time. But this one, you think buttercream and you think super sweet. No, the musk in this brings it down a little bit and it makes it very sensual almost. This one I have not smelled yet, but we're gonna do a smell test right now. It's their musky sandalwood. It's inspired by Fleur's Missing Person, which I have heard so many great things about. Crafted in France for you, because all of their fragrances are crafted in Grasse, France, which is the perfume capital of the world. I tell you it every time. Musky sandalwood. Oh, wait, I like that. It smells rich. I'm just saying, like, I don't use that as a descriptor very often, but this does. Kind of reminds me of like old Hollister in a way, but a little bit sweeter, a little bit more toned back. I really like it though. This is gonna be top of my rotation too. So if you're looking for a new scent for yourself, for summertime, for somebody else, for a gift or anything, they have a scent for literally everyone. I'll put all the information you need to know down below. And thank you so much, Dossier. I love them. What if I mix them today? I might add this one on top of the other just for fun. That smells like cake batter. Now it smells like cake batter on top of that. So like if it was on my head, this might be a little too big. But like essentially that's what I'm looking for. But do I want it that big? I think I want it a tiny bit smaller, just a smidge smaller, but I'll connect it first and then we'll go off of there. You know, I was just thinking about all these artists are coming back. Everybody's releasing music right now. Where's Ryan Beatty? I need him. I need him. For the past, I don't know when Calico came out, but that album is like my lifeline, and especially like spring, summer, that's like what I listen to. And so I'm curious, like I need another, maybe he'll do a little fall winter action, and then I could have that, like, because Calico, I don't need it. There's no like replacing Calico to me. Like that's such a singular album. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend. He's just, it's like effervescent, you know? I tape the edges to give it a little bit of weight because they keep rolling. They go like that. Okay, yeah, so like it needs to be smaller, definitely, right? Just a little inch off of every side. And the thing I love most in sewing is self-drafting. I don't do it enough because it just takes a lot of research, for me at least, or a lot of brain power, whereas like a pattern is just like, I like that whenever I just want to enjoy sewing, just that, and not have to use like, you know, math. Not that I use math in my self-drafts. I almost never do. I do it based off of like, I'm a visual person, so I, you know, if it looks right, so I don't actually know what I'm getting at there, but okay. If we were to cut it up, and then I would tack it down or somehow get it to like, I think this is literally perfect, you guys. It may not look like it, but trust me. I think I'm going to use this pattern. This is what it looks like in case anybody wants to recreate it. It's kind of like more of an oval, right? It's not like too circular, but this is the shape. Then this is my hat. And I'm just going to slice this into, I saw somebody on TikTok call them pie slices, and I liked that. So I'm probably just going to draw on here. I'm going to cut right across in half, then in half again. I have my pattern pieces. I'm just going to use this one with the other little triangles that I just cut out. And I have this upholstery fabric that I think is going to be perfect for it because I don't think that I need to line it, which is huge because it's like very thick. I think it'll be good if I double side it maybe. I need two, top bottom of this, so two. Then technically two of these, but I'm gonna see if I have enough. Otherwise, then I'll line it with this. We'll see. Now I'm just going to trim all the excess because I didn't do a great job. So I'm going to trim it as close to the seam as I can. It's like trimmed down to the wire. And then I'm going to iron it. And then I think I can attach it. Well, I got to do the head part first, but.
Oh.
shit. I need to iron this down. Damn. I don't use this often. You know what's funny is I'm kind of okay. Sometimes I'm really worried about my fabric getting burnt by the iron, but like I kind of feel like it could look good like this, like antiqued a little bit. Now I need to sew around the edges, I'm gonna guess, just to keep them down. This is what it looks like right now. And this, let me find a better edge. And this is it not naked anymore. Can you see? There's like a little edge there. And I think it'll help hold it down. This looks so uneven, but I'm just gonna trust the process here. And ooh, that looks really uneven. So yeah, I did all of this and I was going to make it like, I was thinking, okay, now how I normally do my sailor hats. And then once I did it, I was like, wait, that's like not how these hats look on the top. They kind of have more of like a two-sided feature to them, or they're more rounded and you can't see like four seams like that. So I kind of started doing this and then I realized halfway through, like, this is not gonna work and not look right. So I don't think I filmed this part, but essentially I just did 2 half ovals. So then I ended up with this. I feel like this is better. It's definitely like, it's kind of, I actually wasn't like aiming for it to be so drama, but I kind of like it. I'm sitting here. This is like a mid-project check-in. And I'm only putting this in here in case you maybe also need to hear this, but sometimes I forget that I'm making something solely for me. Like, I'm not selling it. Nobody else has to wear it. It can have imperfections. And because the bottom, like the actual top part of this, you know, hat, first of all, this doesn't look like a manufactured hat. I'm not necessarily like, I don't know if that's my goal, but nonetheless, I do think like sometimes I get so stuck in, oh my God, this like has to look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't look like how it should. And whatever that means. And again, I want my things to look as nice as possible because I do like wearing things that I'm like proud of the construction of. Like, I do really love and appreciate like fabrics and construction and that part of making things. But sometimes it's nice when you're just doing a fun project to just be like, it can just be fun, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be crazy. And those are all of my fabrics that I was picking from, by the way. I'm not just like, back here, my workspace is not very good anyway. But just throwing that in here is like, again, like a diary entry. I'm adding this as a bias tape. And I'm gonna hand stitch the inside one because I made it like a crazy shape. Good morning. It's a beautiful, bright Monday morning, and I worked on this hat yesterday. I think I put a clip of me having a little bit of a breakdown in, and I think I finally figured it out. It looks cute when it's off the hat, or off the head. I think I'm going to wait to tack down it, because I just have 2 pins in it right here. I'm gonna wait, just because I'm just not sure still about, like, everything that I want to do. However, I do want to add like little intricacies. Okay, I want to add little details. So in a lot of the hats that I've been pinning, they have this kind of almost like medallion like flower or pin or whatever, and I like that idea a lot. So I think I'm going to combine, I don't know if I should do that. Let me show you some of the stuff that I have to pick from to put in it. Okay, a lot of the vintage ones have feathers. I don't know that I want to do feathers, but I do think it could be cool. Like, I really like the black against this tan. I think that looks really sick. I might make that a detachable feature, you know, if I want. Oh, look at how it sits like that. Something that I can just pin on the inside, because I do want this to be like a hat that I can wear throughout the summertime, throughout all of the things. And so I want it to be able to move with me with whatever outfit I have on. I want it to have something interesting about it and not just keep it like this, but I do want it to be removable, you know? Not all of it has to be removable. I have this from, I don't know, like Etsy or eBay from a long time ago, and that's what I thought I was going to do initially on it, and I do think that looks really cute. However, I just don't know that that's what I want on it. I want it to be a little bit more, it makes it look too springy. I want it to have a little bit more depth to it, and so, in texture. And so I have this, and I thought this could be kind of cool, like this part where it goes in like a little loop, almost like a military style loop on a jacket. I think that would be really cute, and then with something black. I have this tassel that I thought was really cute, but I'm not trying to copy the inspo exactly, and I don't know that I kind of want to keep this tassel for something else, to be honest. Like, look at it. It's just like the perfect tassel. I have these big buttons that I thought could be cool on there as well. I don't think that I want that. Same with this. I want it to kind of be more monochrome. Like, I really like that too, but I'm thinking more of like a white lace with it and make it kind of, do you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that. Like, not that, but imagine this was a beautiful flower. I think I'm going to use this to make a little medallion type of sort of thing. Or I keep saying medallion. It's almost going to be like a prize ribbon, I think. Oh my God, I have the worst posture ever, you guys. How do you fix your posture? Anybody? Anybody? I have a whole Pinterest board on crazy funky junky hats if you guys are interested. I'm gonna keep pinning every time I see a really good hat. See how this has more of like a prize ribbon on it? Yeah, see? Like that's kind of cute. I like something that's a little bit more avant-garde for this. Ooh, that's a good hat too. Gosh, I'm finding really good hats right now. Like, what do I want on it? I think I want to just fuck around. That's kind of what I want on it. Like this. Can you tell? It's not super formal or anything. Is this really artsy? It's not super formal or anything. Okay, I don't know if I've explained how I do my rosettes before, but or my prize ribbons, whatever you want to call them. I do them very much so like guided by the heart and the universe. Like I take little strips like this and I essentially just like fold them up or ripple them or ruffle them, I guess, until they're in a shape of a flower or resemble some sort of flower in a circle. And then after that, I tack all of those down with a stitch, and then I just kind of keep adding layers to that, depending on how much fabric I have, depending on how full I want it to look. Some of them I keep super simple, some I add on, and then I just kind of keep playing around with like what else I want on it and like the shape that I want. So again, I think this is like very much so guided by the heart, but if you want like a more in-depth thing, I can make like a TikTok or something, let me know. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward once you like actually do it and start maneuvering the fabric. Or it looks like this, and I'm just distressed some of the other stuff that I use. I kind of want to like burn it. How do I burn it? Crinkled. I just want this to look like not brand new. I don't know how to do that. I'll figure that out. But I was like, I could do that, stick that there. I don't know. Me and my friends here, we have some stuff to do. So I'm going to use her head, and we're going to make this cap. I've been seeing this cap a lot lately. It's very Renaissance to me. Like, I think I should do some research. Jordan, tell us about the history of this hat. I'm kind of curious. From my research, looking back at 15th, 16th century Italy, Renaissance women wore caps known as cappellettas. And then that seems to be like the origin of when they started appearing, and then it trickles on to like Romeo and Juliet, which obviously gives it the name that that we call them nowadays. And then it was also repopularized during the 1920s and 30s in the flapper era with the cute bobs. And I also think this era of this hat style is what we see most, or like what I see the most. It does seem that nowadays people mostly wear them for like weddings and Renaissance festivals, which both I'm a big fan of. And you know I'm no historian, but I do find it interesting. So if it's wrong, it's Google's fault. And anyway, this is the hat we're gonna do. So yeah, that all being said, I'm very excited to make this. I think it's going to be pretty simple. I think it's something that is actually pretty functional because it's very lightweight for summer, and I think it's kind of cute. It's a different take on like a crocheted kind of cap type of thing because I've made those in the past. I'm not the best at it. I'm just like not the best at crocheting. So I think this could be a different fun thing to do with it. I'm thinking of using this ribbon right here. It's this color. I don't wear this color a lot, but I think it would be fun to try. So what we're going to do is, oh my God, also, have you guys met her? Probably not. She's dressed in very eclectic attire, and it's because she wears everything for the podcast. If you've never seen these hats before, you're missing out because this comes from the iconic Jamie moment.
We are your MCs for the evening.
I prefer stage kitten.
You guys,
And I'm gonna take those off though. Take her wig off. This was my Alphaba wig. Then I'm going to use her beautiful bald head. That's gonna be great. Yeah. So, she's gonna sit right here. Oh my god, I look a mess too. This bad. Should I be like getting ready because I'm filming? But like, I like sewing looking like this. Anyway, so it's going to be 2 lines this way, and then 5 lines this way, maybe 5 lines that way as well. I hope I have enough. Let's do it my head size. Hopefully this mannequin has a similar head. I'll just have to do it a little bit lower. Oh no! Are you shitting me? I'm already out of this. Hold on. Oh my god! I don't think I'm gonna have enough. I gotta look for... I thought I had more. See, and then this is the rest of what I have. I don't have that much! I'm so sad. So I actually just learned that I think you should start with the bottom part first, then use these around the edges after. I put them there as like just a general gauge, which I think was helpful. But this is something I've never really done before. And I'm just kind of playing around and it's kind of fun. It's like, it's very fascinating. Back with her, I'm changing the ribbon out from that like maroon to a velvet black just because I think I'd wear it more. I was only using that because I thought I had enough of it. I'm just going to do the exact same thing now. I seriously did not know what I was doing here, so I kind of just winged it, and I just tried to follow the picture as much as I could, and essentially I ended up with this, and then I went in with a hot glue gun, and I kind of just pinned everything here, as you can see, in the spots that it wouldn't move, and so then I just added it. I started with like 1 ribbon, and then I kept adding on to all of those with more hot glue, and it actually worked out pretty well. I kind of just did a little dollop. You don't want to use too much, but you want to use enough that it sticks, obviously. But this ribbon actually worked really well with the hot glue, so I was actually pretty stoked on that. So that's what I do throughout the whole thing, and then I kind of just do a little dollop on every single part of a ribbon that's touching another ribbon, if that makes sense. And yeah. Okay, here's the deal. I'm about to make a sailor hat, and yes, I've made many sailor hats with you guys. Well, I think I've made probably 2 with you guys in other videos. However, I'm thinking I'm using a different pattern than I normally do, and I want to do it a little bit differently. I have this like really thick velvet fabric from my apartment coat, and I think that this would be a really great sailor hat, so I'm going to do that. I've only ever made white sailor hats, to be honest, and I've only ever done them with the little like tie at the bottom, so I'm not doing any of that. I'm using the Dixie pattern. I think it's like a free pattern online. Dixie cup sailor hat, and I'm really excited. I'll link it down below in case you want to use it, but yeah, it's pretty standard, so I'm just gonna run through it. I've said this before, but I feel like sailor hats, to me at least, were the introduction to the weird hat world, and it gave me like a stepping stone into like, wow, I can wear a cool hat and it's fun. You know, I can style it like really simply otherwise, and make it work for my style. And so sailor hats, they mean a lot to me. I still love them. I'm not sick of them. I think I'm going to be wearing one forever. In my opinion, it's still one of the top trending hats, especially for summer, and especially like patterned ones this year seem to be really hot. And so I was going to do that. I could do two, but I'm going to start with just this one because I think it'll be like a really pretty color to have. I am so obsessed with this sailor hat from my mom made it. I'm obsessed with like everything from them, but I kind of want to go off of this because I really like that it's kind of slanted, it's kind of slung on the head, and it has this really cute bow on the side. I'm thinking of something like this. However, I really want to mix it with something like this where it's not fully on the head. It kind of has to stay on the back. It reminds me of like a vintage pillbox, you know, that doesn't fit. It's just kind of like, again, a little bit more avant-garde. So I kind of want to try this. Hi, we're going to I have my hair oil in. I was about to go to sleep and it's 11:06 p.m. I had this bout of, I need to get this done. I really want to get this done. I started working on my sailor hat earlier. I just need to do the edges and I got frustrated and I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this later. But I want to get it done. So I'm going to do this and then I need to do the rim. Things like that, you know. I have a song I want to play though because it's been stuck in my head.
So what would a migraine attack sound like on a set?
We're gonna get pumped up, okay? Like the jumping jacks. I don't want to do those, but you guys know this song? Listen. Come on, hurry up. Ready? 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 Wait, even better. Wait, she has a really good song with Dominic Fike. Let me put that on. Hey, oh, look how cute she looks. I can't believe he's in this music video. I had no idea. Is this triggering anybody? You look so good, boy. I'm gonna go over the seams first with the bias tape just because I need it to look good on the inside because I never do that with my sailor hats and I always am like, I just want to try at least. Who's playing Lollapalooza this year? Oh my god, speaking of, you guys, I'm going to, Bonnaroo. I'm so nervous. Okay, the extent of my music festivalness is going to Mopop, which, if you are in the Detroit area and went to Mopop, I think it was, I haven't been to other ones, but I'm pretty sure it, was smaller than normal ones. It was so much fun. I loved it, and I miss it every day. If you've been here a while, or if you're on other channels of mine, you may have heard me. I complain about it often. We got this. Let me straighten your hat. I just thought of a name for this hat. I'm going to call mine the Jorn. Jorn, because bicorn, I was going to say jicorn. That sounds like, I don't know what that means, but this is my Jorn. And I think actually it's a lot better than I had imagined it. I didn't know how this was going to turn out because I've just never simply made a hat like this before. I probably should have used interfacing to have it be a little bit stiffer, but that I'm arguing with myself on that decision because I'm like, yes, but at the same time, I really like for the summertime that it's kind of like a floppy beach hat, but in a funkier version, like the pirate style bicorns. And I love how it's very simple, but it still has that little detail with the tassel. I got that from a random eBay package, and then I just added a little button at the bottom to try to pay homage to the classic design of a bicorn hat, but a military style, because I think that those details are what makes it super interesting to look at. But I didn't want it to be too much, and I feel like this is so me. It's so summery, and it's going to be my go-to summer hat. And what I love even more is that I made these little things for the days that I want it to feel a little funkier. I think that these little rosette things, I don't know, I just love making them with spare scrap fabric. Anybody can do them. I know I got a lot of questions on how I do mine. I hope I explained it enough in this one. I can't remember if I did, but otherwise I just ruffle the fabric and kind of or maneuver it in a way that I think it looks like this, and then I sew around it, and it's so not professional. So it either on like a little circle or a square, and it turns out like this, and then I just cover it with like a button or something else, and I just love that it could look like this if I want it to. I think it's just, it adds a little bit of flair. And then this is one that I already had. I made this like a while ago, and I love adding it to like anything, but I think that this would look really cute on here for whenever I do want like a little bit darker, a little bit more funky, because this is like so fuzzy and like eye-catching, and I love the contrast again of the black with this creamy fabric. You don't wear it all summer long. So story time. I have a lot of issues with sailor hat patterns. I think it's because I have such a large wide set head. Whenever I just try a new pattern that I've never tried before, it's always too small. It was like a little bit small, but it actually ended up working out the way that I rearranged it. I made the inserts kind of big, so I kind of made my own pattern with it, and then I used the same brim from that pattern, and then I kind of wanted it to look like I had mentioned, the My Mom Made It hats. I just really love how slung back they are, but with the little bow on the side. They just feel very pretty, and I think this is like really pretty, and I really, ever since the new Olivia Rodrigo music video, what is it? I'm Unraveled, where she's in like the nurse outfit. She looks so cute, and she has like her hat, and it's kind of all the way back, and her hair is kind of styled in a way that I style mine sometimes, and I thought this would just be so cool in addition to my like normal sailor hats, because my other sailor hats are just very much so sailor hats, and they fit my head perfectly, and this one is just like a little bit more vintage, like avant-garde, you know, because I like that it sits back. It doesn't sit fully on my head. I had to add like a little one of these things. If you're doing this, and you, or if just in general, if you have a like a hard time with your hat staying on, this is a great thing to add on, because it just like, you can add them on however many that you want. That's kind of what I did with my Eras Tour one. If you can see, it's made out of a Fruity Pebble box, which it was a great, and then just like hand stitched in the hotel. But I added these two little loops on either side that I could put clips on. Again, I made this like very last second in the hotel room, but like having those clips, I feel like almost every hat should have something like that. And so I'm really glad that I was able to make this. It's not my best construction. It's not the cleanest construction. Like my lines are a little wonky. I think I was getting frustrated this day. And I didn't finish the edges here, and I kind of wanted it that way as I wear it to kind of get fringy. So we'll see how it wears, but I'm going to wear this one a ton too. Like, even with a little outfit like this, is kind of, it feels cute. And then we have my version of the Juliet cap. I have to show it to you on here because my hair is dark, and so you can't see the details, but like, I can't express how actually proud I am. That's why I like sewing, because it's something, it gives me something to be a little bit proud of when I actually do it well. And I feel like again, I wouldn't, you guys know, I'm like keen for roasting myself, but like I actually am feeling like, bitch, I did this one. I have never done anything like this before, but it's kind of like a woven type pattern like this. Like one of them is woven. Again, I kind of just copied that same Pinterest like photo, and it worked out really well. But who knew I could do like a hot glue gun hat? I might wear it to Bonnaroo, or at least for like a picture before. I don't want to ruin it at Bonnaroo, but I think it looks really nice and clean. You want to know a little tip that I did that I just thought of this while I was doing it, because you could see the hot glue. But whatever color ribbon you're using, I used black obviously. I took a black fabric marker, and I went over all of the little, I don't know if you can see this, but all of the little glue things that stick out, because hot glue is so messy, so it like gets all over, and I feel like it made such a difference. And I had to I wasn't like initially planning to add these two little rosettes on the side, but I had remembered a lot of the fun hats that I save on Pinterest do have that, and I was like, how can I, because I did mess up a little bit on the sides. I didn't plan well enough, and you could see like all of the glue there, and so I was like, how can I cover this up? And I actually think it's better than when I started it, because if you see there, I don't know, I should probably shape this maybe a little bit more, but I really love the little lace addition. I really love the feathers. It's just enough, and it feels really fun and fanciful. Like, I am gonna have so much fun. And I did like a little bow on the back. I don't know if you can see that there, but I could probably make like 3 more of those at least, maybe 3 or 4 with the amount of ribbon that I got for $8 on Amazon. I'll link the velvet ribbon I got, but I think any ribbon would work. This velvet one is nice because it's kind of more structured, so like when I take it off, it doesn't like totally come crazy. But I'm gonna keep it on my thing, and I'm obsessed with it. I don't know how I'm supposed to wear my hair though with it. Like, I feel like if I were to like make my forehead and then just like maybe do a slick back. Let me do that. I think whenever I have my extensions in, it's gonna look a lot better because I don't know. Or if like I style my hair maybe in like little buns or braids or something. This is what it looks like. I should make a white one. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like more videos like this, I'm trying to make the things on my Pinterest board instead of just talking about it. Love you guys. I hope you have the best day ever. Bye!